Hello Divine Feminine, happy Valentine's Day. This is your power message for Tuesday, and not just any Tuesday, it's Valentine's Day. Now, I'm excited for this day in general because it's a day of love, a day of self-love, a day of giving back, a day of giving to the self, a day of being in the energy of flow. And the more in the energy of flow you are, the better things will be. And I am feeling some tear energy around today because it can be a painful day as well if you're not with your twin. If they have obligations or responsibilities to another, or you just can't be together right now for whatever reason, my heart today is with your heart. And because of that, later on today at 7 p.m. UK time, I'm going to be live. I'm going to be live and available to answer any questions, for support, to just be there. So I'm going to be around. So rather than me spending the night with George and, just watching a film or whatever we were going to do, I'm going to spend it with you because you are so important to me and I want you to know that as well. So 7 p.m, I'm going to be live. If you need me for anything, any advice, support, answers, cards, I'm going to be available probably 7 till 10. So I'm going to try and be on for about 3 hours to spend some real time with you guys, to connect and, share some love. And I'm also really excited today because the tickets for my live event in London next year in May 2024 are on sale now. I'm so excited. So a little bit later, I'm going to be sharing a video talking all about it and what it entails. And, if you want to treat yourself for Valentine's Day, the tickets are available now. So I'm really excited for that as well. But let's tune in with the energy of this day. So the cards they're guiding me to are the Twin Flame Journey Messages by Mystic Moon and the Saints Mystics Reading cards. So we're going to see what energy is around you today and how you're feeling and, what we can do to support each other. And then we're going to bring in the book. So really excited about this day in general because no matter what happens, it's a day of change. The masculines are urgent to let you know that they care. And whether they do that in person today or not, you're going to feel their love and you're going to be connecting with them in some way, even if it's through a reading today. So today I'm going to do extra readings. Not only am I going to be live later, I'm going to be doing an extra special Pick a Pal reading to connect with the energy of your connection. And if you are a member of the channel, any level, there's going to be a reading up there for you today too. So let's see what you need to know. So thank you, angels. What's the energy, please, around the Divine Feminine today? What do you need to know? Because, you are an angel on this journey. You are an earth angel. And you're also a bit of a saint as well. What you go through. You have to be strong, super strong to be a Divine Feminine. And the angels know that. God knows that. He created you that way. He gave you that power and that vibe. So the energy today is, if I knew then what I know now, I would have made different choices. Now, I feel this is definitely a feminine energy today because, you may be thinking about the way you've handled certain things. And this resonates with me on my journey because I think about how I handle certain things. And if I knew then what I know now, I would have made different choices. But the angels also want you to be very aware that if we didn't make the choices we did back then, we wouldn't be the person we are today. And it's so important we recognise that, especially when things come up, emotions, triggers, and we go over the past. Because the ego rules the past and the future. The ego cannot survive, thrive, or live in the now. And the now is where the power is, as Eckhart Tolle said. But when we start reminiscing and we might be listening to music and, it's hitting us in the feels and we're thinking about the past, thinking about the way things were, thinking about the way we handle things, we may go over the if only scenarios. If only I'd said this, if only I'd done that, if only I hadn't reacted in that way. If only I give it more time, if only. And we can drive ourselves mad with the if onlys. Understand now that all we have power over in the past is acceptance. Accepting that it was meant to be that way. At the time, we were doing the best that we could. We were doing the best that we could possibly do with the information we had, the circumstances we were in, and the way we were feeling. And you may have handled things in a way that you cringe about. You think, oh no, why did I do that? But if you hadn't have done that, you wouldn't be here. And I've got many things in my life that I go over that, especially with the journey. When I was blocked and ghosted and ignored. And, I always say if I could go back in time, the one piece of advice I would give myself would be, don't take things personally. I wouldn't go back and say, oh, do this differently or do that differently. I'd just say try and not take things so personally, because it's never about you. It's always about them and what they were experiencing in that moment with the information they have and the way they're feeling. So don't take it personally. So remember, in the past, we may have reacted to things and it may have caused a series of events, but those events have actually moved things into place and move things forward, no matter what you think. And if you go over the past where you have more of an indifferent perspective on things, maybe connected with a previous lover or the ending of a cycle in your life or something you went through, it will make sense to you now. And you'll look back at it and think, wow, I know that had to be that way. I know those things had to happen that way. I know that I had to behave that way. And it's the same with your twin flame journey. Even if you don't recognise that now, you will at some point in the future, because everything has got you here now. And the masculines definitely feel this way. That if they knew what they know now, they would have done things differently. But that's because they've been sitting there and reminiscing and questioning their own behaviour. So again, these things have to occur so they realise and come to terms with things and face their true self. So the angels want you to know today on Valentine's Day, everything is as it's meant to be. And even if today there are choices made, they will be the right choices for your future. So in other words, if you have plans with your twin today, and for any reason they cancel on you, or things don't quite go to plan, or things don't work out the way you expect them to, breathe through it and think, it's going to be okay. Don't take it personally. A lot of the times during the holidays, and we class Valentine's Day as a love holiday. It's not a day where we have time off work or, we celebrate it a certain way. It's just a day where it's known that it's about love. And when we're single or we're missing our person or we can't be with them, it creates pain. I used to say there should be a singles day, because why not? Well, singles day is every day. Love day can be every day. What they're giving me is twitching in the eye. It's like, when your eye twitches and you feel like it's doing this of its own accord. They're giving me that right now. And that's because two things I'm feeling. First of all, when we get problems or issues with the eyes, we're not liking what we're seeing around us. So remember, you always have a choice. So if you're seeing love today, couples, maybe reading in the comments, people spending time with the twin or the twins reached out, and you're seeing it in a trigger way, you have a choice, because that's a preview of what's to come for you. So if you're seeing those things and getting triggered by them, you have the choice to change and say, wow, that's being offered to me. That's the universe saying this is coming into you. And what they show me is, if you've seen The Matrix, you'll understand this. In The Matrix, whenever they receive a download, they get plugged in and their eyes go like this. They flicker lots of times while the information is uploaded into their consciousness. And then, wow, they wake up and they can do that skill or, use that weapon or whatever they've been upgraded to do. Trinity did it with a flight plan. How do I fly a helicopter? And they upload that information and then, wow, she can fly this helicopter. So a lot of the times, when you get twitching eyes or your ears ring or you get these buzzing noises or your throat chakra, you start clearing it that way, or you start going through heart palpitations or ascension, it's because you are going through a download where things are coming into your consciousness. So you're becoming more aware, like you're having an upgrade or a download or something's coming into your awareness, just like in The Matrix when, they plug them in. And they're giving me right now, I love how they give me these physical things as we go, like an irritation in the throat. And this feels like, when you swallow something and maybe a little bit like a crumb or something will get stuck or lodged in the throat and it tickles or irritates you. You feel you have to cough to dislodge whatever it is. And it also can bring up excess saliva to digest what's there. And we have excess saliva when we're craving things, when we're hungry for something, when we digest. That's what saliva does. It allows us to digest things better. It's because you were digesting things better. So today what I'm feeling is your body is helping you to understand what you're going through because you're receiving downloads of information to realise that all the choices you've made and all the things that have happened for your higher good. And they give me fear there, fear being released. Maybe someone just burped there. That's connected with the solar plexus, shifting energy out, quickly releasing fears. Again, there could be some bitterness around. They're just bringing my awareness to the mouth because, the other day I picked up on cold sores for the masculine. And, if you've picked that up, if you've all of a sudden, you've got itching in your lip, they give me the eyelid as well because you may also be having itches in the eyelids, which is connected with what you're seeing around you. The cold sores or itching on the lips is connected with holding in bitter thoughts. So, if your masculine makes changes to plans at the last minute, you may have bitter thoughts. If they are spending today with a karmic partner, you may have bitter thoughts. And these things come up and you may not need, you may not mean to feel that way. And you certainly don't need to feel that way because it can cause problems in the physical self. But you don't mean to feel that way sometimes. It just comes up. So maybe write down your feelings. Instead of kind of shouting at your twin or, trying to cause, they give me the words of conspiracy because what is a conspiracy? It's when people kind of agree with certain things that may not be real. So if you write down in the comment section, my twin is this, that, and the other, and it's something negative, and then someone else comes in and gets involved in that, and then someone else gets involved in that, it creates momentum towards what you do not want. And you don't want to be doing that, especially today, because it's just one day. You may well receive what you want tomorrow, or the next day, or at the weekend. And the angels say, so what you're worried about? It's just a day. Just because it's Valentine's Day doesn't necessarily mean you have to have contact today. You are always in contact because you are telepathic beings. You are one. So like me and George today, he told me originally on this day he didn't want to celebrate. It was like, oh, it's just a day. And then I kind of take that in and process it. And I think, fine, well, I'm going to spend it with you guys. And when I said to him, I said, oh, I'm going live on Valentine's Day, I could tell he was a little bit, taken aback because I took control and he's like, okay then, I thought we would have done something together. I said, well, we are spending the day in each other's presence. We're always together, we're one. We can do something tomorrow night. And he's like, well, yeah. So it's about understanding that. It's about taking back control and power. And, if you are struggling today, listen to this. Even if you knew then what you know now, the choices that you made, you may not make different choices. It's like when we think, well, I'll do it all again. If you were given the chance to do it all again, you would do it all again. Because you learn and you grow and you experience things along the way that if you hadn't done it that way, you wouldn't have experienced. And that's powerful. And when we know that and we understand that, we can feel at peace with where we are through acceptance and healing. And that's the truth. So think about it today. Think about it really. Be really honest with yourself from your higher self and say, okay, if I could go back in time, what would I actually do differently? What would I tell my former self? And it may just be that, just don't take it personally. Because then you would have been at ease with things. So the message we've got today, we've got Saint Josephine release. Very powerful because Josephine is saying, just release, let go, breathe. And I feel release is about releasing the anxiety, releasing the struggle, releasing the past, releasing the need for things now. It's only the ego that craves it now, thinks there's something missing or there's something wrong. There's nothing missing, there's nothing wrong. Everything is going to be okay. And the angels are recognizing in you that you deserve love. And when you give that love to yourself, you not only feel better, but you have so much more to give. And I'm really feeling that this is a day to give to the self, yes, but also to give out. Like me, I want to give my time today to be there with you guys, just for support. So it doesn't really matter if you don't have a question. If you come into that live tonight, you're going to feel empowered. If for any reason you're not with your twin, or you're feeling it's a loose end, or you don't know what to do, maybe you want to go out but you don't really want to and you're not sure, come on the live. We're going to have a party. We've also got Florence, and this is about intuition. So, Florence is saying trust your intuition. And I feel you're going to receive possibly feathers today, or something beautiful from heaven to remind you that you are loved. Feathers from heaven. You may receive that pink rose we've been talking about. You may receive a stag or a bee, or a heart or a rose, a red rose about apology, something that's showing you this love is real. And Josephine is saying, release things that create fear. And Florence is saying, trust your intuition because you know your truth. And we've got St. Barbara for empowerment. Love this. So, this is the power of love and the power of trusting yourself. And when I'm connecting with this, I'm seeing a lot of fire energy. And I know there's some shows on right now where you may recognize, the energy of this kind of girl or this woman. I'm seeing a bit of a Lindsay Lohan vibe in this as well. And, this is like power dominant people being strong, taking back your control, feminine power. But I'm also seeing in this, like, there's a show on Netflix. I can't think what it is. I've only seen the first series. Is it the Winx saga? And this just reminded me of the girl in there. Or they're also showing me Katniss in the Hunger Games. They're showing me like powerful women figures. And, it doesn't matter if you are a man or a woman, a guy or a gal. If you're operating in feminine energy, this is the spirit within you. So this is you accessing your inner goddess and shining bright and being in your power regardless of what's going on. And I feel that you're handling things better today anyway because of the energy of Valentine's Day and Valentine's month and the whole thing, because you've been working on this since the beginning of February. Self-love, empowerment, feeling strong, beginning every day, knowing that all is well. So the message today is, if you could go back in time, would you really do things differently? Because everything has made you who you are. And everything is transforming your twin into who they are too. And the angels want you to know that you are not alone. So let's bring the book in today. Yeah, look at this for powerful. We've got open your heart today. Open your heart. So let me just pop this here. Open your heart. You were made out of love by a caring creator. You were made out of love. And, a couple have to make love to make a baby. Or be in an energy of passion in some way. Everything about you is based in love, and it's based in feeling. And it means that you're aware of your own self. You encounter God when you experience love, but to do so, your heart must be open. That's why sometimes we can shut God out, or shut out our twin. In other words, your masculine can shut you out because they may not feel they're worthy of love. Or they may be afraid of love, or they may just not be ready to experience love because of the past pain or their own experiences. But to do so, your heart must be open. So we must open our heart to feel the energy of love in all ways, all shapes, all forms, which may seem difficult or dangerous if you've closed yourself off for protection against emotional pain. So remember, the masculines do that a lot when they wear that mask and they're in denial. Because they've closed the heart off to protect themselves. So it's not that they don't want or love you, Divine Feminine. It's that they aren't in that moment loving or wanting themselves. And we have to love and want ourselves to be able to fully open up to love. We angels can help you open up in a way that feels safe to you and secure. Go at your own pace with us at your steady guides. With us as your steady guides, and we'll sweep away all pain and resentment as we guide you to trustworthy situations and relationships. All we need is for you to stay in close communication with us, telling us about your wishes and emotions. Although we already know what you're feeling, we can't act on your desires without your consent. So this is another form of free will. We have free will. So if we don't ask for help and support, the angels can't bring it in, because that's the way things have happened. God's given us free will for a reason, so we allow his help. Because when we're calling on the angels, we're calling on God, the creator, or whomever you were connecting with, because he created all things, including you. An open heart is God's most beautiful creation because it reflects heavenly love on earth. So when we are open to love, when we open our heart, we see love everywhere, in the people we see around. So remember, if you're seeing couples, people being showered with love today, even if it's on adverts on the TV or on this video or wherever it is, you're being shown a preview of what's to come for you. You're being shown love, that you are open to love and you deserve love and you're worthy for love. And say today, I willingly release fear. Okay? I listen to my intuition. I trust myself. I accept the past. I am at peace with where I am and I feel good. And I'm empowered because I willingly receive the love of God. I allow myself to feel it now because it's safe for me to be cherished. And your masculine cherishes you. They're grateful for you. They love you. A lot of the times they hold themselves back to protect you. And all we have to do is have compassion to see it in a new way. I ask my angels to help me guard my open heart and to guide me in all of my relationships, so that you respond with love instead of reacting with fear. So you listen and understand and receive. I listen to and follow my divine guidance. So this is a very beautiful, powerful day, and I feel there's a lot of clarity around today. Even when I'm talking freely myself, I feel clarity. And I feel this is because, especially kind of over the weekend, there's been lots of releasing things that need to go, clearing the clutter, sorting through things in our mind, releasing what needs to go, releasing fear, releasing judgment, forgiving. And the masculine's releasing a lot of tension within themselves because they've been dealing with karmic energies, they've been dealing with their own emotions, they've been going through ascension. So these beautiful kind of ascended masters here, St. Barbara, Florence, and I'm feeling, this is Florence Scoville Shin, okay, but I'm connected with Florence Nightingale as well, and St. Josephine Bakita. This is about release intuition and empowerment. So see this as a day where you can release struggle. You have the opportunity to respond in love and be flexible and adaptable. And when we are flexible and adaptable, things go to plan because you're not forcing things. Guys know that there's been lots of stuff going on next door, okay? And, at first it was very triggering to me because I thought, what am I going to do? There's a lot of noise. But then I started seeing it differently because I changed as well. My crystal went from pyrite to peach moonstone, which is more of a feminine energy. It's more about being in the now, more about acceptance and being flexible and adaptable. Calling in the energy of the ox to help me to feel that way as well. Breathing through things and understanding all as well. And this morning when I woke up, there was noise next door and there was a van parked up there and I thought, we're going to have the noise. And I just gave it to God and I said, what will be, will be. What will be, will be. And within half an hour, that van disappeared and here I am. So when we have faith and patience in the journey and the flow of things and we become flexible and adaptable, God moves things the right way for us. The universe molds and bends and shifts to really help us and, to accommodate us, not the other way around. So it's about being flexible and adaptable, and the universe will shift things for you. So today, say, if I knew then what I know now, would I really have made different choices? Because I accept things as they are, and I know I am me, and I'm strong and powerful, and all is well in my world. So be at peace with where you are. Trust the journey. Your masculine loves you. And today is going to show you in some way, shape or form, whether it's in the real life where he communicates with you, or he shows you through a virtual post on social media, or you receive a sign, or you have a telepathic communication or a feeling or something magical that blows your mind. But I feel the angels could show you feathers today, roses, love, previews of what's to come for you. So on Valentine's Day, love yourself because you deserve the world. I hope this helps. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.